Hello, everyone. Welcome to the IBH podcast. I'm your host, Brady, and I'm joined here by...
My name's Ian, and I'm the co-host.
Yep. So, basically, we're starting this podcast because, we just have a lot to say, and people don't really know the story behind how we got to know each other and got into all this stuff.
Yeah, kind of how we built our friendship and kind of how we kind of worked our way to the point where we are now. And from the start, it was like we just met as like little kids, and now we're like high school kids, college and high school kid, and we kind of pushed our limits, and now we're like getting to the point now where we have a lot of things going good for us right now for what we plan on doing in the future. So that's kind of a little bit about what we did, how we got to know each other was kind of a weird weird story.
Definitely is pretty weird.
So my younger sister, she's in Brady's grade actually. They were actually friends for quite a while. Kind of like they were friends, and we kind of met over Roblox, which is funny. But I asked my younger sister like if he played Xbox, and next thing you know it, we're like 8 years into our friendship.
Yeah. She messaged me one day and she was like, my brother wants to play games with you, and I was like, sure, I'm down. And never thought it would turn into this. Definitely
8-9 year friendship, and it's been a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
It's been from day one, it's like us jumping on and being like, hi, how are you? And playing Roblox voices. And squeaky voices. We were talking about it earlier, like how different our voices have changed from 8-9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And playing freaking Roblox and Minecraft, and when Fortnite was prime.
Oh yeah, God.
Like grinding Fortnite for hours and hours and hours.
It's all thanks to video games.
Yeah,
mostly.
Seriously. Like if we didn't play video games together, we wouldn't be friends. We wouldn't be making this podcast. We wouldn't be making the haunted houses that we have been. And that's what we'll get to later in the podcast. But what are your thoughts on how we met?
It's different.
What do you mean different?
Because, usually you'll meet someone in person and become their friends. But, the first time we had a verbal interaction was through playing a game.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know. I don't remember us talking. You would think you would know the conversation we had. I think it kind of started off as any awkward conversation.
Yeah, it definitely was, because we were trying to get your Connect mic to work.
When I used the Connect mic back in the day. But yeah, that's kind of how we met. We met through my younger sister, and we've been friends ever since, and now we're like brothers. from another mother, and it's been a crazy ride, and we're still going. We're have plenty of lifetime ahead of us.
Yeah.
You want to go next segment?
Yeah. We have a list of things so we don't go off topic or lose our train of thought in sitting through this.
And plus it's our first one, so we're trying to step on track. It'll be smoother once we get into a couple more.
Yeah.
But
so I guess we could say like why we got into this.
Yeah.
Like I can start because obviously
you started it. Yeah.
So this whole ordeal with scaring people and building stuff for people to get scared in, it really just came from, I don't even know, man. Like I just one day I probably saw it somewhere or heard about people going through haunted houses, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. But I was always too scared because I was so little. Like I would never want to be the one being scared, but I would like to be the one scaring people.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I was like, one Halloween, I was like, screw the candy and let me just sit in a bush and wait for people to come back.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did.
Why I got into this, honestly, it was from him. So this year will be
He's the third
third generation of this.
Yeah, because I had third
era.
Yeah, I had two other of my friends try and tag along and help, but none of them stuck like Ian did.
I started 4 years ago.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
2018, I think.
Yeah. So it's quite a bit along. It's quite a bit of time ago. But yeah, he was like, "Hey, I scare people at my grandparents' house," and I was like, "Oh, that seems fun. Like that'd be cool." Yeah. And then he like invited me, and he shows up at my house and picks me up, and
Ian had no idea what he was getting into. I had a costume ready for him.
Yeah, no idea what I was getting into. Don't know anybody in it. Well, I met his family like a while ago before, but
yeah,
like still I was nervous and like didn't know what was going on, and I threw on a costume.
It was a clown costume.
Yeah,
I was a
clown
scarecrow.
Costume. Yeah, we throw on a clown costume and we freaking running around the freaking front yard.
That's all we just had.
That's all we started with.
Plot of yard.
And actually, this year will be our 10th year.
Yeah, that's
10
crazy.
years being up, and it will be our 10th anniversary of our haunted house. Which is sick because we have a lot planned.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be crazy and difficult to pull off, but we're going to push through it.
Yeah. But I started about 5 years ago, building and coming up with ideas and helping them out. First year was just running around scaring people. Mm-hmm. Second year was we added caution tape around.
Yeah.
Caution tape around.
Started
the
secluding
perimeter.
Yeah.
And then we made an archway. That was an epic fail. It was just an archway that you can tell.
Okay, yeah. So we took like, I'm pretty sure they were made for like weddings or like fancy. I thought it was like garden tarp. Yeah. No. It was like a garden like archway. It was just a super cheap.
Oh yeah,
thin,
that was yeah.
The super cheap thin metal archway. We got like 2 of them on Amazon for like $20, and we set them up and connected them with plastic sheets, and then tried to make it look scary.
And this is our second year, right?
Yeah,
my second year.
It was your second year when we did this.
We were like, this is gonna be great. Like, our archway is gonna be awesome. Like people are gonna go through it. They're gonna be scared. And we're gonna run after them and blah blah blah. And
the weather was not
good.
Yeah.
And the weather wasn't good for the past 3 years I started.
Yeah.
And super windy, misting the whole time. Mm-hmm. All 6 hours we usually do it. For those first three times I've started, and
the wind was just horrible. Like the whole archway was about to come out of the ground and fly away with someone in it.
Yeah. And it finally took us I don't know, didn't we take it down? It took us probably 4.5 hours to be like, all right, this ain't working.
Yeah, I think we took it down. Because it was even too short for some people to walk through. Like the clearance of it was only like I don't even know, 5'10".
Yeah, maybe a little less. 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, because that's how short we were back then. Like we could barely walk through it without hitting our heads. Yeah,
and then we go into my third year, his 97th, and we built we bought we didn't buy it, did we?
Which
I think it might have been mine or yours, but we bought what do you call them? A pop-up tent.
Yeah.
For
well, we got
for events and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was honestly mine, my family's.
Used yours. Yeah.
And we put walls on it and stuff, and it went actually really well.
Yeah.
And my ex-girlfriend's dad helped us build a giant archway.
Yeah, we built this sick archway out of 6 pallets.
Yeah. It was 400 pounds.
Yeah, that thing weighed quite a bit. But it was honestly the coolest thing we've ever made.
Yeah, we'll pop up a picture.
Yeah, I'll do that.
We'll pop up a picture of it on the screen. But we loaded it up on a trailer. We drove all the
45 minutes.
Yeah, we drove all the way to where we scared people. And we set it up. And we took giant 2x4s and staked it down. And that was the entrance to our first ever, if you want to call it, haunted house.
Yeah, little walkthrough.
Yeah.
That was actually good.
Yeah.
And that thing, we left the actual wooden structure up for a week before, because that was the time span we had until Halloween.
Yeah.
So that thing didn't go anywhere. So it was super sturdy. That year we also bought new fog machines and our first animatronic, which we still use.
It's not the best one, but we were also on a budget.
Yeah.
Well, we still are,
major budget,
but we were major budget.
Well, how much even was it? Wasn't it $100?
It was $100.
Yeah.
$100. And we were panicking because how much, and we the first, I think that was the first year we actually tried looking for things to make sure everything was cheap enough where we could actually make a good thing, but also not go over $1,000.
Yeah.
And then I honestly think this will be my 5th year, because last year was my 4th, right? I think so, because it was. I honestly don't know, bro.
Yeah, no, it will, because 2018.
So this will be my 5th year.
Yep.
So our 4th year, which was last season, last Halloween.
Well, we did get cut short the COVID year.
Yes, our COVID year. So
that was in between the first and the 3rd year.
Yeah, and I did not see Brady for a long time during that span of time.
He was the only one who I actually hung out with though during it, because it was the only one person my mom would trust and go. Yeah, he was the only one during COVID.
Yeah, and a lot of after that span of time not seeing him, we'd like go outside, and I wasn't allowed in their house quite yet. But we like made this giant. I'm going off course a little bit, but we've made this giant trail in the backyard of his house, and it goes like, how long do you think it is? Like probably maybe a little under, like
it's a little
under a mile.
Yeah.
And we like dug it out and stuff, and
yeah, we had to bring the axes through to get the fallen trees out of the way.
Yeah,
and the
like
loppers.
we went all out, and it was
still stands.
crazy.
Yeah, it still stands to this day.
We gotta probably clean it up a little bit after this weather we're having.
I know. Well, before the snow came, I went through and raked all the leaves out.
Yeah,
but
going back to where we were, and then my fifth year. So I'm guessing this will be my 6th year.
Yep.
So my 5th year was this recent Halloween. Yep. And remember, we only put this up. We start building probably for the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first 2 years I was there, we didn't do any building. We just did it beginning of Halloween, and like threw it up in like 30 minutes.
Supplies.
Yeah, threw it up in like 30 minutes.
Because we had fog machines already and just cheap little strobe lights.
Yeah. Just threw it up in 30 minutes and then hoped that people showed up. And every year people just kept coming in and being like, wow, this is awesome. Like, got bigger and better. And then my 5th year, which was, like I said, this recent Halloween, and we only do it on Halloween. We started building about 2 or 3 weeks before Halloween.
Yeah. The planning went out a lot earlier too.
Yes, our planning started like maybe 2-3 months before.
Yeah.
And I kind of just started building. We started building and coming up with plans, and he'll pop up on the screen a bunch of like pictures of it and stuff. But it was the best one we've ever done, and
it's crazy.
We put up a lot of work into it, and we went over our budget a little bit because it was expensive.
Yeah.
And a lot of arguing, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. Arguing like who's gonna buy what, who's gonna buy this, that, other thing. Mm-hmm. Which is all frustrating when you're trying to make the best thing. But I always, like I told him earlier, I said it always, at the beginning, I doubted it 100%. Like, this is not gonna be good. But we took it and we built it, and wow, like unbelievable. And we got a massive crowd, like unbelievable crowd.
It was out to the streets.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of why we got into it. Mm-hmm. Mine was kind of just becoming friends with him and getting into the haunted house side of things, where his was just like finding the curiosity of how about I just screw off with candy and screw off and just scare the living crap out of people.
Yeah.
And then
that gets boring when you're a kid doing that multiple years.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, who wants to? You can get candy year round like that.
Yeah, and so I kind of joined. He did it for 4 years before me. Kind of just popping in and out with friends, and then I jumped in after we met, and we've been planning and making it bigger and better. And like, we haven't planned recently, but we've been talking about it and coming up with ideas. But
we have a general idea of what we're trying to get done.
Yeah, and let's just say it's a little too big, but it's gonna be great. But yeah, that's kind of how we got into this, and we've been interested in a lot of things, and our brains are just built kind of the same.
Yeah,
and
that's another thing that helps with the crazy ideas we come up with. Our brains are just able to make everything work together.
Yeah. So that's kind of how we got into this. What's in store?
That's
we got
what,
a lot of videos coming out. We're gonna try to do a podcast. Kind of when it comes around the time of building, we're gonna show little snippets and post a couple snippets on it. Our plan, we don't really have a estimated time. We said September, correct?
Yeah, like when we would need to start building, because there's no way we'd be able to throw up our idea in 2 or 3 weeks like how we've been doing.
Yeah, so about September time is when we're starting to throw up this idea that honestly could piss a lot of people off. But also it could put us somewhere that we could be, and it's honestly crazy to think about.
Yeah, I know.
What else do we got in store?
I mean, we kind of covered it all. We just said I took that as if like we were saying like what we're doing next, and we explained like something we're doing something big next.
Yeah, and then we'll post a podcast. We don't have a exact day of the week. I want to try to do it like once a week. Do a podcast like once a week and get some podcasts out for you guys, because we are crazy people and we think of a lot of things. But yeah.
Oh yeah, wait till we get to these topics.
So
because we gotta decide something to talk about for the rest of this one.
And if you guys have any ideas of things to talk about, comment them down below.
Send us an email.
Check out our other videos, because we're brand new. I think we only have 5 subscribers right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, comment ideas down below. We can talk about. Comment your experiences with things or whatever. So if you want to go over the topics, you can. Or do you want to?
Well, we gotta pick one to talk about today. Like
we have a couple,
and there's so many more we can think of. This is just a couple written down.
Yeah, so a couple topics we have written down are conspiracy theories. Me and Brady have a lot of conspiracy theories on things. Ghosts and paranormal. We've been interested in ghosts and paranormal for a while. I don't know. We've seen a lot of videos on it.
We'll go into more detail.
More in detail later. Horror, which that could be haunted houses, horror movies if you would like that. Anything horror related. A topic we came up today, which I didn't expect to do it, because before, if we started this podcast, I don't think this would be on the list, but cryptids. No. So Bigfoot, skinwalkers, other creatures in the world that people know about and seen, but other people don't believe. That's kind of I don't really know how to define cryptids.
Yeah, you can't really.
Yeah, experiences. So that could be anything. Like it could be day to day experiences, a story, ghost stories.
Yeah,
anything. It could be any experience.
We could throw that into like any of the topics, like just our experiences with whatever the topic is.
Yeah, and that could be like sports or whatever. Funny stories, which we have quite a bit of if we think about it and come up with it. Day-to-day activities, so what we do on our day-to-day, and you saw something and we want to talk about it. Future plans, we honestly could add that in today and talk about that a little bit, like what we're planning on doing in our future. not so much not so much our plan for haunted house stuff, but like schooling and what we're getting into. Unexplained things. You want to explain this one, because I don't really know. I don't really know what this means.
Just like, yeah, it kind of goes under the experiences tab again, like just things that's happened to us and we can't explain it, so it can go along with any of these categories basically. So like, just like if we had a strange ghost encounter and we don't know what happened, or like a cryptid encounter or something like that, anything.
Yeah.
Just other stories we could tell.
But yeah, we have a lot of other topics that we can't think of right now. But if you have other topics that you want us to talk about, it could be sports. We're big into sports. I'm huge into hockey. He's huge into basketball, baseball. We play baseball, basketball. Like, we both play baseball and basketball. So we can talk about sports, which is another topic we can talk about. But yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we could kind of talk about all of them, like combined. But
conspiracy theories are gonna be hard though, because then we're gonna have to like come up with, just things other people are saying around.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy theories. Like, you could do it with like TV shows and stuff, and like the biggest one I've heard, like
companies or something. Yeah,
the biggest one I've heard is like the Phineas and Ferb conspiracy theory. Have you heard that one?
I haven't.
It's like how like Candace is like delusional and like her brothers actually died. And that's why like her mom can't see them.
Huh.
And they like died a while ago, and Candace is like losing it, and like she can see them because she's like tweaking basically. And that's why her mom can't see him. So like those type of conspiracy theories. And then there's like a bunch of conspiracy theories on like other movies and stuff and TV shows.
Yeah.
Since we're a haunted house production team / 2-man group / kind of do a lot, just the two of us, let's like talk about horror stuff.
Okay.
Because we also do this and talk about this a lot. And like we could talk about like what we talked about earlier, like the scary stuff in the woods.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so we were talking about it earlier, and it was super funny. It's honestly kind of funny. We dropped Brady's girlfriend off, and we were fooling around on our deck and saying like a bunch of stuff and screaming in the woods.
People in the woods, come get us. So
yeah, we were just fooling around and joking around and stuff, and I heard it. I don't know if you heard it.
It literally sounded like it was like across the lake, because
I don't know if it was like a coyote or something.
I don't know.
I don't know if a coyote would be out at this time where we live, but it was like a scream.
Yeah.
And I looked at him. He looked at me.
We were all talking.
Yeah, I looked at him. He looked at me, and he goes, "Did you hear that? I heard a scream." And this was earlier. This was about like 9:50ish. But like I heard it, but I don't think she heard it.
Yeah, because she texted me after, and she was like, "Did you actually hear that, or hear a scream?"
Did she hear it?
No.
Oh.
She wouldn't let her dog out after. Like, she was too scared to go out after. Because she was texting me. I kept telling her, like, just use a flashlight, be quick. But she said she was too scared.
Yeah. So, oh my God, someone's texting me. Yeah, so we're like, what the heck? So we started running to the truck, and we jumped in the truck, and then we started talking. And of course, Brady has to turn the music down to make it creepy, like he always does. And we were talking about, like, Bigfoot and skinwalkers and...
If we believe in that.
Yeah, and we were, like, talking about... Because the topics we bring up in, like, the car and when we're driving and stuff, it's like we all like, both of us believe in it. Like, we could believe in it differently than each other.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, when it comes up, it's like most of the time we believe in it. Like, the two of us believe in it.
We've just never had an experience to, like, truly prove it.
Yeah.
Because it's just like 1 in a million you'll have something happen like that.
Yeah.
Encounter with a creature like that.
Yeah, and so we decided to go to an area in our town that is very scary at night. And we drove through, and a couple nights ago we were driving through, and we were talking about how, like, a creature could, like, run through that could run through that
the tree line.
The tree line, and we could see it, and, you know, that's what we think about while we're in the car. And
yeah.
It's honestly kind of funny because we think that way. But
we're just not we're not normal when we're in the car to an extent, because, like, you know, we sing and listen to music, but we'll also have those times that we're like, oh, what if Bigfoot starts chasing us in the car and he catches
or
up
like
to us?
You see a scary figure standing in the middle of the road.
Yeah, and then we can't just drive right through it, because if it's a person, you know, you have to stop.
And seeing scary stuff, like, we talk about that stuff all the time, and then we have the moments where, like, we scream our brains out while we
like,
sing our brains out.
But then we'll have the moments where, like, the stuff we're, like, talking about starts to come true, and then we're just deathly terrified of it, and we don't want it to happen, but we were just talking about it the minute before.
Yeah, exactly.
How cool it would be.
Honestly, it would be cool, but in the moment, like, what would you think? Like,
yeah, I know.
Oh my God, there's a lady standing in the middle of the road with her hair over her face, like, just standing there, and she slowly walks closer to you. Like, that's the stuff we think about. Yeah. Or, like, seeing a creature running on the tree line far in the farmland while we're driving past, and starts running full speed at our car. Like, that's what we think about, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's our brains. Like, it's so funny.
I wouldn't be able to, like, deal with real life horror stuff like that. Like, I can do scaring people all day, going through haunted houses all day, because I know it's fake. Like, my brain knows it's fake. But, like, actual situations like that was things that, like, actually show fear.
Yeah, and we've been through quite a bit of haunted houses too.
Yeah.
We know that they're fake, and we've done it for a while now. So when we go through, we're kind of just, like, looking for the aesthetics and, like,
seeing how stuff works.
Yeah.
Like, how it's other people's minds see things.
And then it gets to a point where we go into one that's been up for a long time, and it's the first time going through, and the way they work and, like, build their things, and it was honestly super cool. And, like, that's how we wanted to build ours, was handmade. Mm-hmm. And this one haunted house we went to was all handmade, like built by hand, like
Haunted
man-made.
Overload. Free shout out.
Haunted Overload. They're unbelievable. Their haunted house is unbelievable. If you ever get a chance to go there, go. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Never. There's no other place like that. It's one of a kind.
It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Their builds are unbelievable. I
don't even know how they make some of those things. Most of it's all wood and foam. That's it.
Yeah. And we went through it, and I was terrified.
Yeah.
And it's hard to scare Brady. Like, very hard to scare Brady.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid got scared.
Yeah. It's literally the only time I've been through a haunted attraction and actually been scared.
And we've been through, we go to Screamfest, which is, it's like 2 hours away from us, a little less than 2 hours. It's at Canopy Lake Park. We go every year, and they have haunted houses all over the park. They haven't been good the last 2 years.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's upsetting, but it's just reality.
I think it has to do with a lot of like understaffing, like not being able to have the staff.
Definitely when that COVID hit, like they lost a ton of employees.
Yeah.
But they're still pumping it out, and they're still making an effort to do it for people because they know how much attention it brings in.
And their haunted houses are unbelievable too. All of them. They had 5.
Yeah, they've had
5 every year, 5 or 6 every year.
Yeah.
Their haunted houses are unbelievable. Like looking at them are unbelievable. It's just the scare factor isn't there anymore.
Yeah. That's the they're like the depiction of like an aesthetic haunted house with like they rely off of like the looks and the animatronics and the effects. They don't rely on the actors.
Exactly.
But like Haunted Overload relies on everything. They're perfect with actors. All their actors get into perfect character. They have amazing sets. They have amazing sound. They have amazing effects. It's just all around perfect.
And the one crazy thing about Haunted Overload, that when we were talking to, because when we go, we like try to talk to people like who kind of work there.
Yeah.
I don't think we have ever done it with Canopy, because they kind of.
I used to. I remember talking to a few actors beforehand.
But yeah, there's a couple on YouTube, not YouTube, TikTok, right?
Yeah.
We talked. I think Brady, you've talked to one of the actors that runs through the Canopy ones. But yeah, we like talked to some of the employees at Haunted Overload, and their character, when they get new actors, they can build their own sets, which is awesome. That is so cool. Like, you can build your own sets. Like, it obviously has to be
your own costume, your own everything.
Yeah. So you kind of like build your own set, like with the help of everyone, and you come up with the idea, and everyone helps you build it, which is cool. Like, that's sick. But it obviously has to be on the theme of what they're kind of going for. Like, one of them was like you walk through, and it's like black cloaked out people. Like they're in black cloaks,
but they like they keep like their storyline like the same throughout the whole like 45-minute walk. Like, it starts off like it's just all like classic Halloween stuff, like the corn stalks, the pumpkins, and then they'll have like all the just characters like seamlessly fit into everything.
Yeah, and what they did so well, which is mind-blowing to me, is their mannequins.
Yeah, I know. They have a ton of those static props.
They made so many mannequins, and they looked all like actors.
Yeah.
But you didn't know which one was real or not. And it's honestly crazy. It was so crazy.
And another thing is everyone there is volunteer. Like they're just doing it in the love
doing
of
it for fun.
Halloween. They're scaring people.
And that's like what we are planning on doing. Like making a haunted house and having people who love it and want to do it and want to be actors for us and scare the living crap out of people. And that's our plan. Yet we have a lot of future plans. I don't know what really how Brady's plan is. I don't know. I've always thought you wanted to go down the horror building. I'm not sure what your career plan was. Mine's not. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm in school for a topic that's not even close to this, but it's been a dream job of mine. So, I'm in college for something that I love, but also I could be a part of it, even though my career isn't part of it. You know? Yeah,
because everyone in that has their own separate jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the owner, Eric, he's like a full-time graphics designer outside of it.
Yeah.
He does work for like the community. But then he also like by day he's doing like projects for companies and stuff, but by night he's running this elaborate haunted attraction that's selling
one of
out
the best in the country.
Yeah.
One of the best in the country. And so it's crazy. We've been to a lot of haunted houses. Well, I mean, a lot of haunted houses in the same place. And I think that was the only one we went to that were like separate from the ones we've been to.
Yeah.
But our plan is to go back to some of the other ones. Go and find some around here where we live.
There's definitely a few we gotta still check out.
Yeah, there's tons. There's still tons. But yeah, that's our plan in the future. That's kind of goes under the future plans tab. Not so much what I was thinking about future plans, but kind of building something that can be one of the best things in the country. And
that's what we're aiming for.
Yeah. Our plan is to run one of the best haunted houses in the country. That's why we started IBH Productions, because we started off as two high school kids just wanting to scare the living crap out of people, and we didn't expect it to go this far, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know.
Because how much do we have right now for our post on Google?
Oh yeah, our business views and stuff.
Yeah, so we posted a business view on where our location is.
Yeah. So that's on.
That's on Google. You can just look up IBH Productions.
Yeah. I'll show you the address and everything.
Yeah.
The times.
So yeah, our plan for this year. A little rundown. We're hoping to do Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah. Multiple days this year.
Tuesday being Halloween.
Because we realized that like if we're gonna be building this, it's not just gonna be for one night. Like that's just a waste.
Yeah, and we have such a huge we have such a huge plan going on this year, to the point where it's not a waste of time doing one day.
Yeah.
But doing it,
we just wouldn't benefit from it.
Yeah.
Like the amount of work we put into it wouldn't benefit us for just doing it for one night.
Yeah, exactly. And it would make us feel a lot better if we did it multiple days. Yeah. And when it gets time, when we start building and we start doing this, you'll see our YouTube channel and our Instagram and our
Yeah,
are gonna be popping. Like,
I plan on posting like time lapses of us building,
and it's going to be insane. The only problem I have, and this is my doubtfulness of this year, and it's already coming, and we're not even close. We're still in winter. Is doing multiple days. How many people are really gonna show up?
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's the downfall. And maybe we could just push it to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah,
because knowing or two Monday and Tuesday. But we want it more because we know it's gonna be insane.
Mm-hmm.
And we know it's gonna be probably the best thing we're ever gonna build. My doubtfulness is kicking in, knowing that like we'll have a plan, a better plan when we get closer. And you'll see ads all over the place. Hopefully, like Facebook and
that's gonna be one of the main things, like promotion, exposure
Facebook,
to everything.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're gonna try to get our channels and our accounts all popping and make something for people to enjoy.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be one of a kind because there's nothing else around that area like that for people to go to, so it's gonna be the only place to attend.
Exactly. And we've been thinking like getting area or getting places that we could like rent or like buy.
Mm-hmm.
And then renovating the inside to be a haunted house. But that shit's expensive.
Yeah.
That stuff's expensive.
You wouldn't think fucking old Johnny's barn with 2 missing walls is $20,000.
Yeah. So we're hoping to either buy land or find a place that we can like renovate the inside.
Yeah, because right now we're limited to like, I don't even remember how much it was. I want to say it's like
100 square feet.
No, it's way more than that. We had 200 square feet last year, but like the area we're looking to expand is like 1,700. I think, or it's closer to 2,000. I know that. So we definitely have a lot more area going. A lot
less props that you see in the former years.
Yeah, because a lot of that stuff is sadly has to be retired just because it's either not going to fit our theme or it's just junk.
Or we'll just throw it in somewhere and
little Easter eggs, yeah,
like they put in video games.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we have a lot of plans in the future to make it bigger and better. Which sadly, I think most likely it's probably going to have to move after this year.
Yeah. In order for if we want to make it bigger, it's gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah. And we want to make it different. We want to make it different every year, and we want to make it bigger and better every year. But if we want to make it bigger and better, and then we're gonna have to find an area that,
because this is where we're like hitting our max potential
at this location.
In the location, yeah.
At other locations, we could go on for days.
Yeah. Our ideas would never end.
Yeah. But yeah, we made this, like, going back from the beginning, we made this because we wanted to give you our thoughts on a lot of things, and we've been talking a lot about certain topics, and kind of just let our minds release the thoughts that we have in our brains. because of the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
And also future videos too, like maybe, I don't know, we could have anything. Our podcast will probably have video pretty soon.
Yeah.
In the future. What else? Videos, maybe a little like vlog videos where we like do vlogging and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But most likely right now, for now, since we're both still in school and grinding out our schooling and stuff, it'll be probably podcast. We haven't landed a day yet on when we're gonna post podcast, because we want to stick to it. And if you want to hear like special guest, we can bring on special guest and they can spill their thoughts on some of the
100%.
topics we gave out.
It'd be awesome if we had people come on here and if we're talking about ghosts or something, share their personal stories, and we could break those down.
Yeah, and give them a kind of a thought and kind of a pizzazz on our podcast. But yeah, we have tons of topics. If you have any more topics, let us know. Comments down below. If you're new and you just found our channel and you're coming from other places, make sure you comment on our post. Subscribe.
That's the only thing that...
Like, subscribe, like, now. Because that's what will make us grow and make us better.
That's the only thing that'll make us bigger and better. Is everyone else's feedback.
Exactly. Do you have anything else to add?
No.
Any plans you want to start, or any ideas you want to start?
No. I mean, the only plans we have for next year's haunt is, like, I have the layout all drawn out. We have an idea of what we're gonna use for like materials and stuff, or what we're gonna have set out, what we need to buy. I wrote an entire Google Doc, like, doing our like pricing and budgeting and just all the stuff we're gonna need. My girlfriend's dad already said we can use a ton of his old wood, so that's gonna help a ton.
Yeah,
because it's free. Same with like getting free pallets, because we're using pallets too.
And again, we're on a budget, and like hopefully in the future, like we don't have to worry about a budget, and we can just do our thing.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people in this world are on a budget for everything, so we're kind of on a budget, which is good because we have a lot of people who know about us and have helped us out, and which is good. And we had a unbelievable group last year that helped us out. Brady's girlfriend running the haunted house, sending people in. She's a
human pacemaker. We don't need a pace machine to get people in and out.
Yeah. Her mom helped us control the traffic, because we're on a pretty busy road, and we wanted to make sure the line was straight and people weren't wandering around the road, and because it comes back on us. And she controlled people going out the exit and people getting their candy. And if you come to our haunt next year during Halloween, every day we're giving out candy. It's Halloween every day for us. So it's not just show up, go through a haunted house and call it a day. It's go through our haunt. Come get some
free candy.
Come get some candy. That sounded a little creepy. Brady. Just a little bit. But yeah, it's Halloween every day in October for us. But yeah, we're super excited to see where this goes. And today we were literally sitting in the car, and I looked at him and I said, I think we should make a podcast.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he goes, we've been talking about it for a long time. And I think we should too. And I was like, now do we do it tomorrow? Or do we do it today? Because if we do it tomorrow, we could forget about it. And then next thing you know, we're talking about it the next time. And then we don't do it again. So we kind of just...
to it.
We got straight to it. Threw our big boy pants on and jumped right into it. So we take anything. We'll talk about anything. Let us know in the comments. I think I've said that 16 times already. But
all right.
We're brand new at this, and we want to make sure IBH Productions becomes something that our dreams want it to be, you know. We've been doing it for a while, and we didn't expect 14,000 views on our location, and
it's almost at freaking. We're closer to 100,000 now.
Yeah,
we're like 70. Last time I looked, 60,
70 what? 70,000?
Yeah.
Holy.
60, 70,000.
And that's just mind blowing to me, dude.
Yeah, it's not even Halloween. It's not even Halloween time.
And yeah, if you look up, I'm pretty sure if you look up haunted houses, in Maine, it should come up.
Yeah, that's another way to get it to pop up. You can visit our website. Everything will be linked in the description.
Yeah, everything's going to be linked in the description. Make sure you go check out our other video, our haunted house that we built. Everything's over there. It's all about our sacrifice sacrifice haunt. And a little behind the before and after, and all the fan reactions and the crowd pictures and a bunch of cool videos in that last video that we kind of collabed.
Yeah.
And we'll add a lot more to our Instagram coming building time. And YouTube will add some building videos, some time lapse of us building. Basically just look out for any of the videos. We're going to be posting podcasts every week on random stuff, and maybe someday we will talk about sports, and you'll be like, really, guys? I thought this was supposed to be haunt stuff and scary stuff and talked about dead people, but no. You never know. But yeah, go back to our last video, check that out, and that's basically it.
That's a wrap on episode 1.
Yeah, we'll catch you in the next podcast. We don't know when, but make sure you like, subscribe, and
leave your feedback, suggestions.
Suggestions. Click the bell so you can be notified every time we post. But thank you for listening, and we'll catch you in the next podcast. Bye, guys.
See ya.